Oh hey there, and welcome to my video. I've really enjoyed watching a lot of people play some of my favorite video games on YouTube, so I thought I might try to join the community and record myself playing some games. I'm very new to this, I haven't done this before, so I made sure I'm as comfortable as possible. I've got my bathrobe on, I've got a little bit of liquid courage here to help me in front of the camera, and hopefully things don't screw up. So anyway, I thought I'd start a series where I just play through some famous classic games that I've never touched before and give my, first reactions to them, my first impressions as I play through them. So we're going to start off things with Myst. I couldn't find a way to play the original version of Myst, but I did find the Masterpiece Edition on Steam, so I think this is going to have to do for now. If you can't hear me or you want the game louder, or just let me know if you think my camera's in the wrong spot. Again, completely new to this. Just a disclaimer, I actually played this a little bit yesterday before I had the idea to record it, and I played for about 2 hours and I managed to get past the first island. But I think just starting from my save file would be a little strange, so I'm actually going to replay through the game from the beginning and go through the first island again and explain the little things that caught me and how I figured them out along the way. And we're eventually going to make it to the second island where it's brand new territory for me. I have no idea where I am or what I'm doing. I'm trying my best to not use any guides in this information, but if I get stuck for like more than an hour, I'm definitely going to look something up. Here we go. Let's start a new game. So I've heard really good things about this game, like it was the first famous puzzle game out there. It broke ground in terms of graphics.
I realized the moment I fell into
quiet
the
now.
fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse.
It's very dramatic.
I've tried
the
to
language in this
speculate
game.
where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me.
It's Myst book.
I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
So yeah, it's super dramatic. I still don't really know much of the story at all, but he's got some kind of Myst book, and I'm this unknown character about to open it up, I guess. Click. Oh. That's right, things start with these videos. These videos are a little buggy at times, but there we go. So we've got a little bit of a bird's eye view of the first island there. Setting me down on the dock. Okay, I think I just have to click to start here. It's got like a warping sound effect. I don't know what that thing is. That looks like almost like a dinosaur of some kind flying off there in the distance. So I remember the first time I played through this, I remember walking up just straight, just continued straight ahead because I didn't know where I was going. It should led me up the stairs. I saw this little paper off to the side. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber besides the dock. Enter a number of marker switches on the island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. Atris? I guess Atris. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name. So I look down by the dock, and there's this sort of like square here. Reveals a forechamber. It is kind of scary, but there's nothing to be scared of going into here so far. I haven't run into any jump scares in this game, but if it does happen, I'll probably squeal. Alright. So we head down here. We find this strange pool. So I turned off the water. I can turn it on. Marker switch diagram. So I need to count the number of marker switches on the island, right? So marker switch diagram was 47. Go back and click this. So that's a marker switch. I need to find how many of those are on the island. Enter that number into the pad, and it's going to show me some kind of message. So I suppose I'll show you the marker switches that I found. Can't click on that. So here's one. They don't do anything, so I must need power of some sort. I remember there's another one back here, up by this gear. That's 2. If we go back across the island here, I'm just gonna check the message again. Enter the number of marker switches on this island to retrieve your message. Yep. So here's 3. Now this room's like a little stargazing room. It took me a while to figure this out, but I found out that you can turn around and actually turn off the lights so you can see the stars. Then if you sit in the chair, you can enter a date and a time. And if you do that, it will take you to that area of sky at that date and time. So, no use of this right now, but it's cool. So we'll leave here. So where was I? That's right, there's one by the dock, one by the gears, one over here, that's 3. And 3 marker switches. I don't think there's one in there. Oh yeah, there's a rocket ship, a spaceship of some kind. He can teleport by books, so I don't know why he needs a spaceship, but anyway, this is 4. Kind of see the artifacting when it changes the image there. Might have been one down here, down by this, no, there's not. I don't know what these are yet either. My first playthrough of the island, I never figured it out. You got some kind of switches to connect these electrical wires. One, 2, 3, 4 by the spaceship. There's a bunch of switches here, but these aren't marker switches. Oh wait, there was one. 5 by the pool here. Remember this forest spooked me a bit when I first went through it. 6. Wait, I think there's one back here. Yeah, 7 over by this one. And then across the road there, or across the little bay, you can see the 8th switch. So, before I explore any of the buildings, that's the number of switches. So we'll go... seems like that's the ship in the bay over by the dock. I don't know what it means though. So we go down. And we'll put the number in here. And we get a message.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Agonar, but
Agonar?
I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well.
Something in Cirrus.
I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long.
Agonar Cirrus.
Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't
remember
worry, Catherine.
the tower
Everything
rotation.
will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Now, I don't know any way to erase the message, thankfully, because I needed to watch that message a couple times. And actually, there's a lot of things in this game that have like narrative structure to it, and I feel like I need to remember it all. So I've decided to arrange a nice, handy-dandy paint surface where I can talk about it. So what we know here is we've got Atreus and Catherine. They seem to be lovers of some kind. I think Atreus might have been the guy that fell down the crevice in the beginning. Seemed like the same voice talking about his Myst book. And then they got the sons Aganon, and then Cirrus. It's kind of like Sirius, but just Cirrus. So there's our family tree, so to speak. All right. Also, he said, remember the tower rotation. So that was a clue. This is when I started exploring the island. This is really cool. So this looks like the library. Remember, the first thing I clicked on was this painting over here. Did this strange warping. Then this happens. And that caught me off guard, but I was too scared to go through there initially. So I clicked around a bit more. I remember looking at this book. You can open it up. Some kind of video message in here. Can't decipher. But you take the page and put it in the book, and you get this kind of partial video.
Why?
Who are you?
Bring me your red.
Bring me your red pages.
I am serious.
I am Cirrus? Oh, hey. Okay. Alright, so anyway, that's that book. And on the other side is another book with some blue pages.
Serious? Is that you?
Cirrus, is that you?
Who are you?
Who are you? So I'm not serious, he realizes it. It's almost like this is a live connection of some kind.
I must have the blue page.
I must have the blue pages. He seems a little loony, this dude. That's the end of that. So he thought I was Cirrus. He seemed excited at first. It could possibly be the other brother, but I'm not totally sure. So if you go in the fireplace, I found there's this button here. You can barely see it. And it brings this thing that you can mark. I guess we have to draw something on here at some point or make a certain number of squares, but obviously I don't know the passcode, so I can't progress this painting here. When you look at this one, it shows an open door, and it reopens the front door while simultaneously closing the library there. So, as spoke of earlier, the library seems to have burned down, but he didn't seem to have hidden all the good books, because there's some good books in here. Most of these click on, nothing but burnt pages. No matter what you click on. It's cool that they have all these different graphics, but some of these books are clean. I'm not sure how much I want to go into here, but each one of these books kind of details a story of some kind of island. So, I've called this age Channelwood. It is a very different world. I'm sorry, this is completely just turned into story time, but I'm so engrossed in this story and like the world that it's building that I'm just gonna keep reading. I might cut this out and edit and just summarize at the end. So we know that Atris is probably the guy who fell down the hole in the beginning and lost his Myst book, which seems to have transported me to this island. Then he's got two sons he suspects of burning down his library, and he's telling Catherine this. Then I found the sons in their own books, and they're trying to talk to me, but I need to get them pages to talk to them. Either way, let's just continue with the reading. So we've got the green text now. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with... So that was the first book. It was the green book. Now let's look at this top right book here. All right. Okay, this is a really interesting part of this book. So he's talking about this age where there's these boys living on rocks. There's 3 of them. And he has this little passage where he says, I do not understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father, so not just father, my father never answered. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. So like these ages aren't just like islands in a world. These ages are like entire universes. He's studying the solar system in this particular age. He talks about like writing things into existence. So he's some kind of like god figure that can create things. All very interesting stuff. All right. I keep reading. Okay, so he ends the journal talking about how the lighthouse island is sinking, seemingly, but everything else seems fine with the place. And then he has all these drawings of the constellations. And when I first played through this island, I made note of all these constellations, but I think I'm just going to have to come back here and open up this book sometime in the future. I'm not going to take notes again. That was just way too much time. Anyway, fascinating. Let's go to the next book. Simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. And it gives this little code on our piano. So this is obviously important. I'm actually going to take a screenshot. That's some kind of code I'm going to need later for sure to discover what was written in these blank pages. That's the end of that journal. I think there's just one more journal that works here. I think it's this one. Okay, so I learned a lot of information. I'm going to organize my notes and then come back to you guys. Hey guys, my cat just joined us. Say hi to Kitty. Her name is Kitty. That is the name of the cat. Okay, so here's my notes from reading all the books. The books talked about 4 different ages, main ages. There's the mechanical age that had the black ships, the fighting in the fortress. There's the Channelwood age with the tree dwellers and the green water, et cetera, et cetera. There's the stone ship age, where there was the islands where they built the lighthouse, and they contacted the other people. Then there was like the Myst island that's mentioned, which I think is the island that we're on currently. Then there was all these other ages that were kind of mentioned. The Unknown Age I actually have a duplicate of, but there's the Osmoian Age, there's Aspermere, there's Tide, there's Everdunes. They had like people and things mentioned about them. And then I've got the family tree over there just to remind me in the timeline of things. So that's it. Moving forward, I think we'll have this as a nice handy reference sheet. So now that we've gained all the knowledge from these books, I can show you guys a little bit around the island and how we end up getting off of it. So if you recall, in the beginning message by the doc, the guy was saying that you have to remember the tower rotation. Well, I found out while walking around here and clicking on things, there's this map of what I assume is Myst, and it's got this blinking thing here. And if I click on it, it says tower rotation and it starts moving. You see it turns red. No, wait, hold on. This isn't actually what I did, though. When I did my first playthrough, I pointed this tower at a different location. I got a different book. Now it's pointing me at the ship? Why is it pointing there? That's not where I went the first time I played. Okay, this is different, guys. Like, I know I'm a little bit weirded out, because last time I played this, I pointed the tower at the gears on the hill. They were on the map, and now they're not on the map. That's so strange. Well, okay, it says point to the dock, so let's find out what's going on. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing at the dock. Okay, well, maybe it's the same as before. So anyway, I haven't really shown you the rest of the island. Let's give you a quick tour. So we've been in the stargazing area. We've been in the library now. Well, not fully. I'll show you that soon. We've seen the spaceship. Down here, there's this bowl with the ship in it. And a bunch of statues around there. Oh, also, I should point out, you'll notice that all these buttons line up with the constellations drawn in the book. So that's interesting. I don't know what that means, but... So over here, you've got this scary-ass room. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but it's scary. Walking down here, you end up finding a door you open up. It opens very suddenly. Lights turn on. I swear to God, I thought there were dead bodies in here the first time I came in here. But it's just a bunch of generators. And you hit these buttons, and it changes the power you can output. I ended up taking notes on this. Each one of these buttons corresponds to a different number of power. There's 10 this one, 7 here, 8 here, 16 here, 5 here, 1. Anyway, all the numbers add up to 99. But if I press all the buttons, it kind of crashes, and like this number goes down to 0, and it stays at 99, and nothing happened on the island. So you can see right here, one of the power circles is a spaceship, actually. So the spaceship crashes? I'm not sure. I'm very confused with the whole thing here. I don't know what it does. I'm going to leave it alone. God, this music can be creepy, man. All right. The other room on the island here is this one, which has got a boiler. It's got some pressure. You can turn a wheel. It doesn't do anything. There's a button here that doesn't do anything. And behind, you've got a lockbox with 3 numbers. And I have no idea what that is. So the last thing I didn't show you is if I open up the secret passage here, and you go down this creepy hallway. You can't go around it, but it's an elevator. You go in it, press the button to go to the library. So I think I'm not sure, actually. Oh, okay, so it tells me where I'm at. This is the card. So I was in the library, now I'm at the tower. So this is the tower that I was rotating. And the book, when I went up here initially, if I came in this room before I rotated the tower, I would have found a blank wall here. You can look through here and you can see the ship. It's pointing at the ship. So there's something about that ship in that basket. And if I go around... Oh man, this is completely different. I didn't have this happen last time. I swear I had a different clue. But anyway, let's just play it like it is now. Okay, so I've got some dates here. These are very important to remember. So let's... Okay, there, we've got our dates. Okay, so this is very interesting. I know that these dates would go into the star viewing room, and it's going to show me a constellation, and that's going to correlate to the buttons around the ship over there. So, all right. This one. That'll close the door and open back to the library, so then I can access the books and see the constellations, record them. Yeah, let's do that. There they are. All right, so I got to save these constellations. Okay, so we've got all our constellations saved in the notes, so now we can go put these dates into that stargazer and see which buttons we have to hit. Okay, let's just get out of here then. All right. So, first date, October 11th, 1984 at 10:04 a.m. 04 a.m. Okay, so what constellation is that? Compare it to our notes here. That looks like the leaf. I'll put a little green check mark by it if we need it. Next start date we need is January 17th, 12:07 at 5:46 a.m. Okay, next constellation. Let's compare this one. Oh, it's definitely the... Okay, there's some faint stars there I can barely see. But it's definitely the snake. Alright. November 23rd, 9791 at 6:57 p.m. Okay, and the last constellation... That looks like it's the spider. Okay, so we need the snake, the spider, and the leaf. Turn that light back on. Stop it. I need the spider. I need the snake. I need the leaf. You hear that? Something's happening in the water. It's making a lot of noise. Okay. Now the ship is above the water. Wait, no. Turn around. What does that do? The ship's above water. What does that do? How about the other ship? Oh, it's above the water too. Oh my god, I'm on it. Okay. Alright. You better not jump scare me here, man. It's a book. Alright. It's looking like it's the half a ship. That's the lighthouse place. That's the oh, what is this place? This is the lighthouse place. Can't remember the name of it. And even today, it's always cool to fly around in 3D. This must have been super cool when it first came out. Like seeing this on your computer, you know, imaginary world in 3 dimensions, flying around it.